How's it going, everyone? And welcome to another episode of me documenting my trading journey. So, today I didn't take a trade again, but I was looking at US 30 for a potential entry. It just didn't give me anything. But since me going over that would just make the episode really short, I'm going to go over other currencies and other pairs that I'm looking at that are in my points of interest that might give me an entry tomorrow. So, first off, Forex Factor, we had Jolts came in at 6.88 million, which compared to the previous was a lot lower, which means that there's not a lot of job creation in the economy. So showing that economy is not really looking too strong. So we compare that with once we go into the charts with things we want to see potentially for starting off with dollar. That's why dollar dropped because it's showing the economy is weakening. And I'm not flipping my bias on dollar just because of inflation and all that stuff, but it did give reason for price to go down because that means the interest rates are doing something. But other than that, I really don't see them cutting interest rates, so I'm gonna still be bullish dollar. So on dollar, we had this marked up yesterday. It did hit the first area, and right now it could give a potential schematic, but right now it just looks like we're in phase A, so maybe we can get another drive up, maybe during London, sweeps all that, and then gives a break of structure so we can take up. And if not, then we'll probably see price going lower, and I'm gonna be looking for these areas to get into a trade. So that's it for dollar. And then since we're also looking at euro, euro is in the same area, so I just want to sweep of Asia and then see if it can give a schematic and a break of structure so I can get in. Or if we can just go higher, that also works. But nothing really has changed for what I want to see. I did look at these other pairs. A lot of them aren't in points of interest. Like GU still has a little bit ways to go, and I don't really want to take anything where it is right now. Um, there is, if we go lower time frame, there is this redistribution here. It's just, it doesn't really look like there's a lot of volume, but we potentially could be playing into that, but it looks like it already got somewhat mitigated. So I just want to see a sweep of it, and then for price to go up a little bit higher so we can catch a short down. And then all the other pairs besides JPY, USD JPY, JPY is, or USD JPY is also in a point of interest, but same thing. Like I just want a sweep of Asia before I really do anything with it. It does look like it is accumulating, but yeah, I don't like to take stuff with Asian lows. So hopefully it can go a little bit lower with this 80 entry, or there is still room for it to give something here. On futures, there's still more room, so hopefully it can give something for tomorrow morning. And then the last are indices. So indices are doing what I wanted them to do in order for me to get into a trade. They are in this news candle. So same thing. I just want to see a schematic build because we are in the point of interest. And that's pretty much the same thing for all of them. So I can take to a new low. We'll see what comes out tomorrow, depending on if the data is bullish or bearish for indices, because we do have non-farm employment change and core retail sales. We just have a bunch of news. So depending on what that gives, then I'll see what happens with indices. But right now we are in the point of interest, and if news comes out, the data comes out that there's reason for it to go lower, then I'm gonna try to get in if it gives a schematic. And then same thing with NASDAQ, a little bit higher, but we are coming near the point of interest. So I'm looking at this area. And then US 30, I was looking this morning. It didn't completely go all the way up to my first area, but it was pretty close, and then it started to build something. So we had this reaccumulation. We swept it during London, and then during New York equities, we did give a type 1 distribution that broke this reaccumulation. So there is, um, so this distribution did do something. The only thing, I didn't want to place a limit because we could potentially go higher, which we did. So I was just waiting for a schematic once we broke. So I had an alert here. And then once it came into the 50 and didn't really give anything, I just waited and see if it would build anything. And it went up to the 80, still didn't give anything. And then at this point, it just went a little bit lower, and still there was really nothing for me to take. So I didn't get into anything, which waiting for a distribution saved me a loss, because after um, New York equities, the it just kept going up. So I think there was a bunch of Fed speakers today too, so that's probably why. But yeah, after 9:30, I was pretty much not really looking at it anymore because it wasn't building anything, and it didn't really seem like it was giving a lot of volume. So now we are at my second area, and there is confluence with this type 1 distribution, this redistribution that has a type 1 distribution in at the top. So I just measured this area. So hopefully it can give something. It does look like it's building something. It just doesn't look like there's a lot of volume because it's Asian. But other than that, yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at indices tomorrow morning, see if it can give anything. But all the other pairs aren't really in a point of interest, so I'm not really looking at them. So I'm mostly going to be focusing on these tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow. See you guys then.